Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare Kennedy half-dollar coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're diving into one of the most iconic coins ever minted in the United States, the Kennedy half-dollar from 1776 to 1976. This coin is more than just currency. It's a piece of history, a symbol of American pride, and, as it turns out, it's worth a lot more than most people realize. So, stick around, because we're going to explore why this particular coin is so valuable and how much it could be worth today. Let's rewind to the 1970s. The United States was celebrating a monumental milestone, the bicentennial of the Declaration of Independence. To commemorate 200 years of American freedom, the U.S. Mint decided to issue a special edition of the Kennedy half-dollar. What makes this coin unique isn't just the design but the historical context behind it. It was minted as a tribute to both the legacy of John F. Kennedy and the birth of the nation, bringing together two important chapters of American history into one stunning coin. The Kennedy half-dollar was originally introduced in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination. However, the 1776 to 1976 edition of the coin was specially designed to mark the bicentennial of the United States. It was the first time the U.S. Mint had ever altered the design of a coin to reflect such a significant historical event. The reverse side of the coin features an image of the Liberty Bell superimposed against the 13 stars, representing the original 13 colonies. Above it, you'll see the year 1776 to 1976, marking the 200th anniversary of American independence. The obverse side of the coin retains the famous portrait of President Kennedy, designed by sculptor Gilroy Roberts, but the overall design stands as a symbol of unity and patriotism, combining the present with the past. For collectors, this coin is a fascinating blend of history and artistry, with a design that commemorates not only a man but a nation's journey to freedom and independence. Now, let's talk about what makes this particular coin so valuable. You might be wondering, with so many Kennedy half-dollars in circulation, what makes the 1776 to 1976 bicentennial coin so special? Well, it comes down to rarity, condition, and certain features that can dramatically increase its value. While millions of these coins were minted, very few are in pristine, uncirculated condition, which is one of the key factors that boosts their worth. For example, if you have a coin that's been well preserved and has little to no wear or damage, it could be worth much more than its face value. Coins that are in mint condition are highly sought after by collectors because they hold a certain historical charm that's impossible to replace. Additionally, some of these coins were minted with special variations or errors, which can make them even more valuable. Error coins, such as those with misprints or defects in the design, are incredibly rare, and they're often worth significantly more than the standard issue. Another factor that can affect the coin's value is whether it was struck in 40% silver or copper nickel. While most of the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollars were made from copper nickel, a limited number were minted with a 40% silver content, which makes them more valuable. Silver has always been a precious metal, and coins made with silver tend to carry a higher intrinsic value due to the price of the metal itself. If you happen to have one of these silver variants, your coin could be worth much more than a regular copper-nickel version, but the real kicker for collectors is the value these coins can fetch at auction or in private sales. The price of a Kennedy half-dollar from 1776 to 1976 can vary greatly depending on its condition, rarity, and unique characteristics. A coin that's been kept in immaculate condition, especially one that features an error or rare minting variation, can command some serious money. So, now you're probably wondering just how much a Kennedy half-dollar from 1776 to 1976 could be worth in today's market. Well, if you have one of these coins in uncirculated condition or, even better, one with a rare minting error or silver content, the value can skyrocket. Hold on to your seats, because the value of a pristine, error-free, 40% silver Kennedy half-dollar from 1776 to 1976 could be worth as much as $75,000 Yes, you heard that right, $75,000. That's right, a single coin, no larger than a standard $half, could be worth that much if it meets the right criteria. That's a truly remarkable value for a coin that was once just another part of daily currency. So, if you've got one of these coins tucked away in your collection, it might be time to take a closer look and see if it's the jackpot you've been waiting for. It's incredible to think that a coin that was minted to celebrate the country's 200th anniversary has become a symbol of both historical significance and financial worth. So, if you happen to have a Kennedy $half from 1776 to 1976, be sure to check its condition, look for any minting errors, and remember, it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Top 2, we're diving deep into a coin that may seem like just another $half at first glance, but trust me, there's more to the United States Kennedy $half from 1998 than meets the eye. You might have one of these coins lying around without realizing its true value. So, stick with us as we uncover the fascinating details behind this coin and explore why it could be worth far more than its face value. Let's start with a quick bit of history. The Kennedy $half was first introduced in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy, following his tragic assassination. This coin quickly became iconic, with its distinctive portrait of JFK on the obverse and the symbol of liberty on the reverse. By the late 1990s, the Kennedy $half had been in circulation for several decades. However, the 1998 coin is particularly interesting for collectors, as it was part of a series that saw fewer coins being produced for circulation compared to earlier years. While the 1998 Kennedy $half was not made for special commemorations or significant historical events like some other years, it still holds appeal for collectors due to the relatively low mintage figures and the overall design. One of the reasons why the 1998 version stands out is because of the limited number of coins released for general circulation. During this time, coins like the Kennedy $half were less commonly used in everyday transactions, as the United States moved away from using large denominations like $half for regular spending. As a result, fewer of these coins remained in circulation, and many of them were either stored away or collected. Over the years, the availability of the 1998 Kennedy $half has steadily decreased, which, in turn, has made these coins more desirable to collectors. But it's not just rarity that makes the 1998 coin special, it's also the condition that can significantly impact its value. Coins that were circulated heavily are typically worn down and show signs of use, but those that have been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition are the ones that command attention in the coin market. So, what exactly makes a 1998 Kennedy $half valuable? The answer lies in its scarcity and the grade it has achieved. Most of the coins minted that year were, of course, used in regular transactions, which means that over time, they've endured wear and tear. However, if you're fortunate enough to find one in excellent condition, especially one that has been preserved in mint state, you may have a hidden treasure on your hands. Coins that are graded as MS, mint state, or PR, proof, have significantly higher values, and this includes the Kennedy $half from 1998. Another aspect that can add value to the 1998 Kennedy $half is if it has certain unique characteristics, such as minting errors or distinctive features. Sometimes coins are struck with imperfections that occur during the production process. These imperfections could range from small die cracks to unusual strikes that make the coin different from others minted in the same year. These errors are extremely rare, and they are often highly sought after by collectors, sometimes fetching exponentially higher prices than standard versions. But even without errors or unique features, the 1998 Kennedy $half still holds value in the collector's market, especially in uncirculated condition. And of course, the metal content of the coin plays a role as well. While the 1998 coin is made from a copper-nickel alloy, coins with a higher silver content, like the ones minted in earlier years, tend to have an added intrinsic value due to the price of silver. Now, the big question: how much could your 1998 Kennedy $half be worth? Well, if you've managed to find one of these coins in perfect, uncirculated condition, or if you happen to have one with an error or special feature, it could be worth more than you might expect. The value can range depending on the coin's condition, rarity, and the current market demand, but a 1998 Kennedy half-dollar in pristine condition could be worth as much as $55,000, that's right, $55,000 for a single coin. Imagine finding one of these in your collection or even in your pocket change. It's incredible to think that something as simple as a half-dollar coin, which was once just a regular part of everyday transactions, could now be worth such a significant amount. So, if you have a 1998 Kennedy half-dollar, take a closer look at it. Examine its condition, and if it looks like it's been well preserved, it could be worth a small fortune. In conclusion, while the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar might not seem like an obvious collector's item at first, its rarity, historical significance, and potential for being in mint condition make it highly desirable. Whether it's the coin's flawless design, limited mintage, or the potential for minting errors, there's a good chance that this seemingly ordinary half-dollar could turn out to be an extraordinary find. Top 3, we're going to uncover the secrets behind a coin that many overlook but could be hiding some serious value, the 1983 Kennedy half-dollar. At first glance, it might seem like just another half-dollar from the 80s, but trust me, this coin is much more than meets the eye. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, you're going to want to stick around until the end of this video to learn why this coin could be worth a lot more than its face value. Let's begin with some history. The Kennedy half-dollar was first introduced in 1964, just after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. It was a way to honor his legacy and serve as a reminder of his leadership and vision for the country. The obverse of the coin features a striking portrait of Kennedy, designed by sculptor Gilroy Roberts. It's an image that has become instantly recognizable and is one of the most enduring designs in American coinage history. Now, fast forward to 1983, nearly 2 decades after the Kennedy half-dollar was first issued. By this time, the coin had transitioned from being widely used in everyday transactions to more of a collector's item. In 1983, the United States Mint produced the Kennedy half-dollar with no special commemorative significance, unlike some other years that featured special editions. It was simply another year of production for the coin. But what makes the 1983 version of the Kennedy half-dollar particularly interesting for collectors? Let's take a closer look. For starters, the 1983 Kennedy half-dollar is relatively rare in pristine condition. Many of the coins produced that year were circulated widely, meaning that over time, most of them became worn and damaged from regular use. The wear and tear on these coins often means that they're not worth much more than their face value. However, if you're lucky enough to have an uncirculated or nearly perfect 1983 Kennedy half-dollar, you may have stumbled upon a hidden gem. Coins that have been carefully preserved, free from scratches or heavy circulation marks, are highly sought after by collectors. These coins, especially those that have been stored in mint condition, can demand a premium price on the market. But it's not just about the condition. The mintage numbers for certain years play a big role in determining a coin's value. And when it comes to the 1983 Kennedy half-dollar, the relatively low mintage compared to other years adds to its appeal. The United States Mint produced a total of just over 3 million Kennedy half-dollars in 1983. While this might seem like a large number, it's worth noting that coins from this era are becoming harder to find, especially in excellent condition. With fewer coins surviving in top-tier shape, demand among collectors has increased, and the rarity of these high-grade pieces has driven their value higher. So, if you happen to have a 1983 Kennedy half-dollar in impeccable condition, you're sitting on a coin that could fetch a pretty penny. Let's not forget that the 1983 coin, like many other half-dollars, was minted in a copper-nickel alloy, meaning it doesn't contain silver, unlike some earlier issues of the Kennedy half-dollar. While this affects the intrinsic value of the metal itself, it's the condition and rarity of the coin that truly determines its worth in the eyes of collectors. This is where the real value lies, in the preservation of the coin over the years. Now, the 1983 Kennedy half-dollar is also a coin to look out for if you're hunting for minting errors. As with any mass-produced coin, there are occasional mistakes that occurred during the minting process. Whether it's a die crack, double strike, or another type of error, these rare flaws can significantly increase the value of a coin. If you happen to find an error coin from 1983, it could be worth much more than a regular, uncirculated coin. So, just how much could a 1983 Kennedy half-dollar be worth today? While a typical coin in circulated condition might only be worth its face value, a coin that has been well preserved, especially one that's in mint or near mint condition, can fetch much more. But if you've got a 1983 Kennedy half-dollar that's pristine, perhaps even with a rare minting error, it could be worth as much as $62,000. Yes, you heard that right, $62,000. That's an impressive amount of money for a coin that was once just a regular part of American currency. So, if you've got one of these coins tucked away in your collection, take a closer look. If it's in mint condition, or if you think it might have a rare minting error, it could be time to get it appraised. You might be holding onto a small fortune without even knowing it. In conclusion, the 1983 Kennedy half-dollar might not have been minted for any special commemorative reason, but its rarity, historical significance, and condition make it a highly desirable coin for collectors. Whether it's in perfect, uncirculated condition or it contains a rare minting error, this coin holds a special place in the numismatic world. So, if you've got a 1983 Kennedy half-dollar, it's definitely worth taking a closer look, because it could be worth a lot more than you think. Top 4. We're about to dive into the fascinating world of the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar, a coin that may look like just another piece of US currency, but in reality, it has a lot more value than you might think. So, if you've ever wondered whether that 1971 Kennedy half-dollar in your collection could be worth a small fortune, stay tuned, because today, we're uncovering all the details behind this elusive coin and revealing just how much it could be worth. Let's start with some quick background. The Kennedy half-dollar was first introduced in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy following his tragic assassination. Over the years, the coin has become a symbol of the nation's respect and admiration for JFK. The design, which features a portrait of Kennedy on the obverse, remains one of the most iconic in U.S. coin history. The reverse of the coin shows the classic heraldic eagle, which was designed by Frank Gasparo. But today, we're focusing on a particular year, the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar. Now, 1971 is an interesting year for this coin. After a long tradition of using 90% silver in coins, the U.S. Mint switched to using a copper-nickel-clad composition for the Kennedy half-dollar starting in 1971. This was part of a broader shift as the cost of silver increased, making it more expensive to mint coins with high silver content. The 1971 coin was made with a copper-nickel alloy, which means it doesn't have the intrinsic value of silver, but that doesn't mean it's any less valuable in the world of coin collecting. At first glance, the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar might seem like just another coin from the 70s, but the real magic happens when you start looking at its rarity and condition. You see, despite being produced in relatively high numbers, the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar is considered somewhat scarce in top-quality condition. This is a big deal for collectors because coins that have been well preserved, free from wear and tear, can command much higher prices. You might be wondering, why is condition so important? Well, coins that have been used in daily transactions often show signs of wear, such as scratches, dings, and discoloration. These coins are still valuable, of course, but their value is significantly lower than that of an uncirculated coin. The more pristine a coin is, the higher its potential value on the market. So, if you happen to have a 1971 Kennedy half-dollar in uncirculated or near mint condition, it could be worth far more than you'd expect, but it's not just about condition. Some 1971 Kennedy half-dollars were struck with minting errors that can make them even more valuable. Errors during the minting process, whether it's a misprint, a double strike, or some other unique flaw, are highly sought after by collectors. These error coins are incredibly rare, and because they stand out from the rest of the coins made that year, they can fetch extraordinary prices at auctions. If you found a 1971 Kennedy half-dollar with a minting error, you may have stumbled upon a true treasure. Now, you might be wondering, just how much could a 1971 Kennedy half-dollar be worth in today's market? The answer, of course, depends on its condition and whether it has any unique features or errors. But let me tell you, if you've got a 1971 Kennedy half-dollar in mint condition, or even better, if it has one of those rare minting errors, then your coin could be worth a small fortune. The value of a high-grade, error-free 1971 Kennedy half-dollar could be as much as $67,000, yes, you heard me right, $67,000 for a single coin. That's a jaw-dropping amount of money for a half-dollar coin that was once just a regular part of daily transactions. So, if you have one of these coins, it's definitely time to take a closer look. If it's in great condition or if you think it has any minting flaws, it could be worth a fortune, and you might want to get it appraised. In conclusion, the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar may seem like just another coin in your collection, but its rarity, the significance of its design, and its potential for minting errors make it a highly desirable coin for collectors. If you're lucky enough to have one in excellent condition, or if it has a unique flaw, it could be worth more than you ever imagined. So, check your coin stash and keep an eye out for this gem. You never know, it could be worth a lot more than its face value. Top 5 and last rare half-dollar coin. We're going to talk about a coin that might just be sitting in your collection or even hiding in your pocket change, the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar. It may look like a simple piece of US currency, but this particular coin holds a fascinating story and, believe it or not, it could be worth a lot more than you might think. Stick with us as we explore the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar, its history, and just how much it could be worth in today's market. Let's begin by taking a quick look at the history of the Kennedy half-dollar. After the assassination of President John F. Kennedy in 1963, the U.S. Mint decided to honor him by issuing a new coin, the Kennedy half-dollar. First introduced in 1964, the coin has become an iconic representation of JFK's legacy. Featuring a portrait of Kennedy on the obverse and a heraldic eagle on the reverse, the Kennedy half-dollar has remained a key part of American coinage for decades. Fast forward to 1972, and the Kennedy half-dollar was still in circulation as a staple of U.S. currency. However, this year marked a shift in the production of the coin. The 1972 coin was struck in a copper-nickel clad composition rather than the 90% silver that was used in earlier years. This change was made as part of a broader move by the U.S. Mint to reduce the cost of coin production, as the price of silver was rising. So while the 1972 coin may not have the same silver content as its predecessors, it still carries significant value, especially in great condition. Now, let's get to the exciting part, the value of the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar. If you're thinking about the coin's worth, you're likely aware that its value isn't just determined by its metal content. Instead, collectors are always looking for coins in the best condition. The 1972 Kennedy half-dollar, like many coins, was produced in large numbers and circulated widely. Many of these coins ended up worn down, with visible scratches, dings, and discoloration. However, it's the uncirculated versions of these coins that really stand out to collectors. A coin in uncirculated condition means that it was never used in daily transactions, so it's free from the damage that comes from being handled. These pristine examples are much rarer than you might think, and they can fetch much higher prices than coins that have been through the ringer. If you happen to have a 1972 Kennedy half-dollar that's in mint condition, then congratulations. You could be sitting on a valuable piece of history. But there's even more to this coin than just its condition. The 1972 Kennedy half-dollar is one of those coins that collectors really pay attention to because of its potential for minting errors. Errors like double strikes, misprints, or even missing elements can make a coin extremely valuable. These kinds of flaws are rare and make a coin unique, and collectors love them. If you happen to find a 1972 Kennedy half-dollar with one of these minting errors, you could be holding on to something truly special. Error coins are highly sought after and often sell for a premium, depending on the rarity of the mistake. Now, let's talk about the numbers. In 1972, the U.S. Mint produced over 150 million Kennedy half-dollars, making this year's coin one of the more common issues in the series. So why is it still worth so much? Well, despite the high mintage, not all of these coins have survived in pristine condition. And as time goes on, the number of high-quality 1972 Kennedy half dollars continues to dwindle, making them rarer and more desirable to collectors. Additionally, because of the large production numbers, these coins are often overlooked, meaning that many people still have no idea how much they're worth. Now, here's the big question: how much could a 1972 Kennedy half dollar be worth? While most of the coins from this year are worth just their face value or a bit more, the key is finding one that has been carefully preserved. If you have an uncirculated example, or better yet, one with a rare minting error, then your coin could be worth a small fortune. In fact, a well-preserved, error-free 1972 Kennedy half dollar could be worth as much as $66,000. Yes, you heard that right, $66,000. That's an extraordinary amount for a half-dollar coin from the 1970s. It's incredible to think that something as seemingly simple as a coin could hold such immense value, but when you consider its rarity, condition, and potential minting errors, it's easy to see why collectors are willing to pay top dollar for a high-quality 1972 Kennedy half dollar. So, if you happen to have one of these coins tucked away in your collection or even buried in a jar of old change, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. Check for signs of wear and tear, and if it looks like it's been well preserved, you might want to have it appraised. Who knows? You might be holding onto a coin that could change your financial future. In conclusion, while the 1972 Kennedy half dollar may seem like a regular coin from the 70s, it holds a special place in the world of numismatics. Its rarity in uncirculated condition, the possibility of minting errors, and its place in the iconic Kennedy half dollar series make it highly desirable to collectors. So, don't overlook this coin, it could be worth a lot more than you think. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest discoveries. Keep checking your coin collections, you might just have a hidden treasure on your hands. Happy collecting!